Hey guys, this is Sunny Luthra and I am with Rashmi and you and हम एक और बार हम वापस आ चुके हैं अपना एक और एपिसोड लेके म्यूसास का और आज हमने इनवाइट किया है हसन अली को। सो रश्मि प्लीज बताओ इस एपिसोड के बारे में लोग क्या सीखने वाले हैं इस एपिसोड से और आपने हसन को क्यों इनवाइट किया इस शो पर प्लीज टेल मी।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. Hey everyone, welcome back. This is our episode number 6. अभी दो हाथ करना
6
जरूरी पड़ गया है. 6 आ गया. We are progressing
awesome
live,
man.
progressing this. Every week we are coming up with new
Yeah.
guests, new people, new
Mhm.
speaker, which will invite them to talk about their journey of microSaaS. How did they go forward? And Hassan here has an
Mhm.
interesting journey. They started as a services company, built a product on the side. Uh, Hassan is joined in as a co-founder at a later stage and scaled the company from virtually zero to $1 million in revenue,
Okay.
which they are going to make
Wow.
ARR very soon, right? And this is a classic journey. What I would say is moving from a so two parts, right? One, how as a services company would become a can build a micro SaaS startup, and second, if you are
Mhm.
building a micro SaaS startup, you can actually go and transition to a big SaaS one day, which is what was theme was last week, and this is also the theme for today:
Mhm.
transitioning from a micro SaaS to a big SaaS and the learnings in that period. So with that,
Okay.
Sunny,
Yeah.
shall we
Yeah.
invite in Hassan right now?
या बिल्कुल वो आ चुके हैं हमारे पास और ये हमने उनको ऐड किया है हसन।
Hi,
Hey
hi
Hassan,
everybody.
welcome, welcome,
Hello.
welcome, welcome.
वेलकम वेलकम।
Thank you.
Cool, cool, cool. Thank you for joining us, Hassan, and thank you for being a guest on our
Pleasure.
show. And we have been discussing for the past couple of weeks. I absolutely loved your story, and
हम्म,
I wanted to tell all our guests what it's all about. How did it all come
हम्म,
together? What are the challenges you faced? What are the learnings that you learned? And probably we'll take
yeah,
away a lot of learnings from here on, right?
Sure.
awesome.
Happy to be a part of this.
Cool, cool, cool. So let's get started. Let's get with the starting with the basic. I think our guests don't know here, but let's go get started. Tell us about yourself and about your company. What is GoPazo, Pazo, like you call, and about you.
Sure. Uh, I'm one of the co-founders of Pazo. So what Pazo does is we are an operations excellence software. We help organizations to actually get things done which are defined at the head office level. There are a lot of plans, strategies which are thought about at the head office levels. And when it comes to actual execution on the ground, there are a lot of people related challenges. And
Okay,
what is defined at the top does not get converted at the bottom. And that is where the whole organization fails. So that's where that is what Pazo does.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So can you give an
okay।
example to help
या
us
कोई यूज
understand
केस दे
your?
सकते हैं? या
Sure.
Uh,
So let's take a very, very simple example. Most of you all would have seen the checklist behind the washrooms where people come and put a tick mark once in a while. So
yes, yes,
if you
yes.
just look at that particular part, it's just a simple tick marks. If you just take that paper, the person at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., he's just simply put tick marks, just put signatures at one particular point of time. Now, this is a challenge which is seen across all manual paper-based processes. Now, say this particular part was there in a mall. There was a definition that every hour somebody has to go and check certain points, but that in reality that does not happen, and which at the end creates a very bad customer experience and things like that. So Pazo here comes in, and instead of having the checklist behind the door, there are QR codes which are stuck at every washroom. A person gets a
ओके
notification that, hey, it's 9 a.m., you need to visit the men's washroom on first floor. He goes over there, scans the QR code, that relevant checklist pops up on his phone. And it's not just simply doing a tick mark from his phone, but he has to also take real-time live images of what work he's been
ओके
doing over there, which
Nice,
ensures
nice.
that the work
ओके
is actually getting done. So
ओके
this is an
ओके
example. As soon as the work is getting done, his higher ups get to know. If he's not doing the work, again his higher ups get to know. So similarly, there
वाओ
are hundreds and thousands of such processes which keep happening in the background across various teams like sales, marketing, maintenance, cashiering, HR, and various other teams, which are brought into one single platform, and we actually ensure things are getting done.
Oh, awesome,
ओके
That's what Pazo is all
awesome
about.
या
awesome, awesome, awesome. This
सो
is this is really really good. Yes, Sunny.
या सो एक लाइक अभी यार हाल फिलहाल में मेरे साथ भी मैं एक कंसल्टेशन पे गया था, एक बिल्डिंग में गया था, एंड देन वहां पर भी मैंने एक बार कोड देखा था, बट वो बार कोड लाइक वो वॉचमैन के लिए था वहां पर, और वहां पर लिखा हुआ था वॉचमैन के लिए इंस्ट्रक्शन दिए हुए थे कि आप यहाँ से निकलोगे तो इसको स्कैन करो, दैट्स ऑल्सो वो गो इट्स फ्रॉम गोपाजो,
Yeah,
लाइक वो भी
that's exactly.
आपका ही फीचर है। सो कैसे
हमारा ही
लाइक
हो सकता
बिल्डिंग्स
है
में
वो।
कैसे? ओके ओके।
श्योर। या सो आपने सिक्योरिटी गार्ड का एग्जांपल लिया, तो अभी सिक्योरिटी गार्ड के साथ चैलेंजेस क्या होता है कि वो हर जगह पे उनको जहाँ पे रहना होता है वहां पे रहते नहीं है, and especially during night times they tend to go and sleep in the corners which are not detected by the cameras. They know where the cameras are not pointing. So this is a challenge
Yeah,
which most of
yeah.
them face. So Pazo actually comes here and ensures that this doesn't happen. वो बंदे को अलर्ट आता है कि
Okay.
hey it's 10 p.m. you need to visit this particular place. वो उसको वो अगर वो नहीं जाता है, there are various levels of escalations which are set. 5 मिनट के बाद हो सकता है, 10 मिनट, 15 मिनट, आधा घंटा, आपको जैसे सेट करना है आप सेट कर सकते हो। सो ये सब चीजें जो है पैजो के थ्रू आप कर सकते हो, और सिक्योरिटी गार्ड को उसको जाके वहां पे सिर्फ जाके स्कैन नहीं करना है, उसको जाके वहां पे चेक भी करना है, लाइक इमरजेंसी
Yeah.
एग्जिट डोर ओपन है या क्लोज है, एक्सटिंग्विशर है कि नहीं है। तो वो आदमी के पास काम भी करवाता है, उसको सही टाइम पे जाके सही काम भी करवाता है।
Nice.
Yeah.
So this is a very nice coincidence. I'll tell you, I was in a clubhouse room the other day, and we are talking about self-governance over policing, right? And what we're talking about, and I think in Delhi, there are people, they kind of subcontract the garbage pickup to different agencies, right? And they do not come on time or do not do the pickup of garbage on time. And they have got police inspectors who will go different places to different points, and at that point they would be kind of checking it, verifying if it is done or not done, right? So if the person is not done, then they are kind of saying that okay, they will raise a complaint or they will raise a fine against the party there, right? But this policing, we know, is like a big task to police everything, right? Now, what they did is they kind of implemented a solution where they say at the end of the pickup, the driver who is kind of picking up the garbage has to send an SMS saying it is done, called or green or yellow, ongoing, or red, could not be done. And so that the accountability shifts from the policing to the person who is doing it here, right? Self governance, self accounting in a way. And they said in a I think in a study that they did it across a few areas. I think they did on 10 or 12 different areas. From a score of 2 out of 10, that 2 is the number of times they actually did it properly in out of 10. They went from that score, from a 10 on 10 score, after doing it for months with this thing. And I think this is a classic use case of what you are saying as a software to do it, right? Saying that okay, the policing, the person, let's say, because if the person is saying, checking in manually, saying that I have done it on an app, then you cannot go and lie that I mean, if you've done it, then you're lying. It is proven that you have lied, and if it's proven that you lied, then the fine and everything can be higher, right? And that other side is what the customer can go and complain also. Hey, this is not done, because they can see the status. If the driver has marked it as done, someone in the locality can come and say, hey, what is done? It is not done, and take a photo and send it out. I think that would be that's an interesting problem, and I think you are kind of solving this problem. Am I right?
Right, absolutely. So there's one interesting part over here from what you said is, like, majority of the blue collar type of jobs are repetitive in nature. Okay.
Correct.
And these jobs are the same thing to be done on a daily basis, and there is no metrics to track. When there is no metrics to track, like take an example of a housekeeping person. Like in a year, if you want to give an appraisal, on what basis will you give him? There are no systems in place with which what happens is they themselves are not motivated. And by force, you need to be policing them. Okay. So we are actually changing that shift in behavior that rather than doing a policing, we are making them involved into a system and giving them certain tools and elements and empowering them with valid proofs for themselves to show it to their management. Hey, this is the work which we are doing. If there was a task
Right,
given to
right.
us, this is the time that we completed it. And in one click, you are able to see that entire record of a person throughout the 1 year what you did. Because of housekeeping and things like that, when you don't have ways to manage, it's always on top of the mind. अच्छा last 2-3 months पहले इसने अच्छे से काम किया था. And these are the kind of jobs maybe पूरा साल बंदे ने अच्छे से काम किया है, उसको कोई recognition नहीं है. So these tools helps you to document these things in the best possible way. And we have seen examples where people have been promoted and demoted using the data of Pazo.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
I think
Wow.
I think getting the data accessible is a very big problem. I think in a way I would say you are kind of doing a digital transformation of one of the of blue collar workforce where there are repetitive and other tasks which are having, and you are playing a big role in the digital transformation. Will I be wrong in saying that?
No, so definitely we do a lot of digital transformation for the blue collar workforce. So this has been like our journey. When we started with blue collar workforce and then upscaled the SaaS product to take care of the larger workforce. So that's where we are today.
Nice.
Okay.
So on that note, Hasan, tell us like, sorry, Sunny, you have a question?
नो मैं सेम चीज पूछने वाला था जो आप पूछ रहे हो. अपनी कंपनी के बारे में बताओ. लाइक क्या क्या क्लाइंट्स है, कैसे क्लाइंट्स एक्वायर कर रहे हो, क्या क्या है, क्या पोजीशन है अभी आपकी कंपनी की?
So yeah, how many clients do you have? What is your run rate? Where are you heading towards?
Yeah.
Just tell us about that. Yeah.
Sure. So at this point of time, we have around 50 clients, which are based. Majority of them are based out of India, and we have clients in 10 other countries as well.
Wow.
Yeah. So this has been a journey of the last 6 years where we took the challenge of. So initially, we were all focused on the blue collar workforce, and that is when we scaled the company to a larger extent, and we got into multiple industries like retail chains, corporate tech parks, shopping malls, restaurant chains, and etc. So wherever the challenges of where the people are doing repetitive work on the ground, you want to keep a track on that, and you want to empower them with the right tools for doing the right thing. That is where Pazo has found its presence. So from blue collar, we have scaled it to the other. Currently, we are focusing on retail chain as a sector, where right from a head office to the store level, everybody is on the Pazo platform, and we are looking to scale in this particular vertical inside India as well as outside of India.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. So in terms of numbers, if I may ask, if you can disclose that, what are your numbers in terms of ARR, and what's your goal in the next short term, let's say 18 months to 3 years goals for in terms of ARR growth?
Sure. So currently we are around 300K of ARR, and in the next 1 year we see to be reaching around 1 million in ARR.
Wow.
It's just that the COVID scenario came and hit our plans to a great extent. But what we are seeing is when people are returning to normalcy, the demand of a digital transformation tool like Pazo is going to a different level. So it's a very natural pull for a software like Pazo where people want to ready up themselves with digital aspects from sanitization checks and health checks for all kinds of people. Yeah. So that's where we are, and we look to be heading there.
Good, man. Good. All the best. I love this product already, because this is something I always had this saying that we need some kind of digital transformation in this area. I think not just here. I think I think you did mention in one of our chat that you are also working in the smart city offerings, and your offering can actually make a city smart, where there's a lot of public service available, and keep the contractors accountable and on the toes, right? Otherwise, and corruption and bribery can go out, because you don't have to. Because if you try to bribe an official there'll be like thousands of customers or users who will take a photo again and can complain.
Absolutely.
Everything
Absolutely.
Yeah,
everything is
yeah.
recorded. I mean, there is no room, or there is no gap that they can squeeze through in a way, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. You're,
That's
and
an
the
amazing
best
thing.
part about a solution like Pazo is it makes
Hmm.
every person responsible at all levels of hierarchy. If
Correct.
one
Yeah.
person is not doing the work, it is the responsibility of the other person. If this
Hmm.
person is also not doing that, it is a higher person. So the
Mm-hmm.
entire value chain gets impacted. And
Hmm.
just because these things are so well connected that
Hmm.
a system, if something has to run effectively over a period of time, it starts running by itself because automatic escalations and all keep alerting people, and nobody wants
Correct. Correct.
alerts and escalations sent to be their higher ups.
Nice, nice, nice. Now,
Okay.
this is like essentially coming down to a very very nice theory, or a very very
Hmm.
nice you can say working model that I follow personally after reading it in a book. That
Hmm.
don't set goals, set
Hmm.
systems.
Yeah.
Set systems that will take you towards that goal. And I think what you are saying
Hmm.
is you're setting the
Hmm.
system which will
Hmm.
set up the goal towards, let's say, 100% compliance, or 100% cleanliness, or 100% accountability. Completion of the task, because that system
Hmm.
is going to work. And
Hmm.
as a system is working, you will progress towards that goal. You cannot deviate away because you're checking in the direction then next,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So just saying that I want
Hmm.
100% clean city doesn't mean anything
Hmm.
if the system is
Absolutely.
Yeah,
not
man.
in place.
Hmm.
Nice,
Absolutely.
nice, nice, nice.
So, in fact, I can talk of one specific example.
Hmm.
In maybe 3 years back, there was a company CEO who, I'm not naming the company. They had around 30 stores at that particular point of time. They said,
Hmm.
I have a vision of growing this company to 500 stores. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but
Okay.
I don't have the right systems, processes in place. It's not
Hmm.
scalable to just keep on increasing teams by multifold if I want to open so many stores. So
Correct, correct.
that is when they thought of a digital tool like Pazo, and today they are at
Hmm.
100 plus stores, and
Wow.
the head
Okay.
office team still remains the same number because they have a
Hmm.
system
Wow.
like that of Pazo. And now they are very confident of even scaling this to 500 without
Hmm.
increasing the manpower to a great extent.
Yeah, I think that's the
Yeah.
power of processes and systems when you're putting in place, right?
Absolutely.
Without that, I think traditionally Indian companies and India has been focusing a lot on its people power, which is
Hmm.
phenomenal. But with people, there is always a chance of things slipping down at
Yeah.
places, gaps
Yeah.
developing,
Yeah.
and not every person would be able to execute at the same level, right?
Absolutely.
So you cannot say that, let's say, Sunny is doing tremendously well. So if I am
Hmm.
also coming in, I'll do at the same level as Sunny, and everything else will come into that place. We need to have
Yeah.
that systems in place which will essentially get us there. We cannot
Absolutely.
say. So I firmly believe in one thing, and I try to remind myself every time. So if I want to reach a goal of, let's say, 100, I would
Hmm.
rather spend time to find out what are the systems that will take me to 100, or what are the
Hmm.
channels that will take me to 100, than trying to fret over, okay, today I'm 10, today, tomorrow I'm 20, tomorrow, day after I'm 25. These numbers mean
Hmm.
nothing. If I
Absolutely.
have
Hmm.
the systems working, then I can just tweak on the system slowly, keep on
Hmm.
optimizing them, or keep on scaling them higher. And I know that it will reach me on 100. And I know exactly how or which knob to change to essentially get there. It will not
Absolutely.
be a amount of guessing anymore after that.
Very true.
Amazing,
या लाइक
amazing,
मैं
amazing.
हाल फिलहाल में किसी से सुना भी था कि लोग फेल हो सकते हैं बट सिस्टम फेल नहीं होते.
Absolutely.
And अगर या दैट्स बहुत छोटी सी चीज में उन्होंने लाइक उन्होंने कहा दैट्स मेक्स सेंस यार. हम अगर सिस्टम ऐसा क्रिएट करते हैं एंड हम उस पे लाइक हमने एक बार उसका प्रूफ आ चुका है कि दिस सिस्टम इज वर्किंग, अब वो सिस्टम कभी फेल नहीं होने वाला ना. लेकिन
Right.
अगर हम लोगों पे बिलीव करते हैं दे आर वर्किंग, तो हम उसके लिए हमारे पास पता नहीं है हम ये वर्क करेगा या नहीं करेगा, क्योंकि लोग फेल हो जाते हैं. देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ वेरिएबल्स. तो सिस्टम्स आई थिंक बहुत जरूरी होता है. और आपका सॉफ्टवेयर एक आपकी इज अमेजिंग अमेजिंग एक लाइक काफी गैप था. जिस जिस मार्केट में आप हो वहां पर एक गैप था, क्योंकि मैं भी कई बार देखता था, मैं बिल्डिंग में जाता था एंड वहां पर सिक्योरिटी गार्ड ऐसे सोए हुए होते थे रात को. एंड मैं तभी सोचा था यार तब मैं आईटी में ही था, तब मैं किस तरीके से इनकी प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करेंगे, ये सोए ना, क्या कर सकते हैं हम ऐसा. बट योर थिंग बहुत छोटा सा यूज केस है, बट स्टिल आपका 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 सॉफ्टवेयर यहाँ पर भी वर्क हो सकता है. एंड देन we can solve this. उनको उठना ही है, उनको जाना ही है, उनको चक्कर काटने ही है, उनको बार कोड पे वो करना ही है. So that's amazing thing, amazing product है आपका. Very good. Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice,
Rashmi.
nice.
So,
So,
in fact, to the
Hasan,
point, just to add to what you said, see, because
sure.
Yeah.
systems काफी बार like security guard का जाके check करना already एक system बन चुका था, but system को follow करने के लिए validate करने के लिए अब तक कोई tool नहीं था.
Correct.
That is what is the gap which we are filling. So many a times you have systems in place, but you don't know if it is getting followed.
So if I may correct that, I think the processes were in place, systems नहीं थे. अभी process को accountable करने के लिए systems चाहिए होते हैं. Systems could be tech systems, systems could be non-tech systems, but those systems support the processes here, right? And I think that's what was the missing thing in there.
Correct.
रश्मि ने प्रोसेस एंड सिस्टम पे बहुत पढ़ाई करी हाल फिलहाल में, ऐसा लग रहा है हमको.
मैं MBA कर लिया भाई, मतलब पढ़ के.
शाबाश.
नहीं. So this is something I've been in fact actually this is something I did when I'm trying to scale companies, right? I always used to ask me what is scaling companies. Does it essentially mean that मुझे खाली growth पे मतलब marketing बढ़ाना है और मैं हो जाएगा? पर नहीं होता है, क्योंकि एक company सिर्फ एक ही चीज नहीं करती. Marketing बढ़ेगा, बाकी सब कुछ अपने आप हो जाएगा. You need to do a lot of things in place to make things work, especially in an operation driven company. और वो हम लोग most often नजरअंदाज कर लेते हैं, देखते ही नहीं है उसको. We think that okay, if we just do this, everything else will happen magically. Magic नहीं होता है.
Doesn't happen.
You need to build repeatability functions which you can rely upon. And I cannot rely upon people क्योंकि कल उसने किया था, आज भी करेगा. I'm not saying the person is bad. Maybe आज उसको बुखार हो गया, तो क्या करेंगे? Maybe आज उसकी आज कहीं पे उसको कॉल आ गया, उसका ध्यान नहीं लग रहा है, या फिर घर पे कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो गई है, उसका ध्यान नहीं लग रहा है, तो सारा चीज इधर उधर हो जाता है. Right, so that's not a reliable system. People cannot be a reliable system, including me. Right, I cannot be a bottleneck. So every time I think, hey, I am doing this repeated instance, I need to replace it with the system because I am the bottleneck here. I cannot become a bottleneck. Right. Cool. On that note, let's go to your from me to you. I mean, it's not as about me, about you, but what is your role here at Bazo? Hasan, what do you do?
ऐसा लग रहा था अभी आपके बारे में चल रहा है.
हाँ यार, ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है? ये तो
आप ही होस्ट हो.
बहुत सुन चुके लोग मुझे.
Sure.
Cool.
So I take care of the business side. I take care of the sales, marketing, operations, finance. I take care of these aspects.
Oh, nice. I think this is where I like to go back in the journey now.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. What is your qualification? How did this thing? And then I'll ask the next question. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I'm an electronics and communication engineer. I passed out in 2010, and I took up my first job with General Electric, where I started as a project engineer, and then I worked for 2.5 years. Did various kinds of roles, from technical to non-commercial to commercial, and then I got into startups. I worked with 2 other startups which were in 2 different domains, and this was around 5.5-6 years of experience. I felt like now I'm ready to start something of my own. That is when I joined along with my co-founders, and that's how Pazo was born.
Nice.
Okay.
So now you said Pazo was born, right? I want to now ask this question. Tell us what led to the formation of Pazo. कैसे start हुआ?
Sure. So like we have been talking about security guard related problems. So these problems have been there since ages, where people always don't trust their security guard, especially during night times, where the actual person's job is to be awake and the person's is sleeping, and there is absolutely no way of figuring out unless he's coming in the camera lens. And the person's job is to just not be awake. He's also supposed to go and check certain aspects at certain point interval of times. So that's where Pazo, the first use case was brought in, that there is a problem where a security guard is not keeping awake, and there needs to be a solution which can keep him awake and ask him to do the relevant work at the relevant time. So
Hmm.
Pazo was formed with an NFC based product where a person was given a phone on his hand and he has to go and tap on various places. And this product eventually became what Pazo is all about today.
Oh, nice. So when you say this came in as a problem, can you elaborate, like, what was the company doing, and why did it come to you as a problem? Can you give that background a bit more?
Sure. So, as you mentioned that, so this was initially a services-run company where a problem
Mhm.
came. Okay, here is a problem. That can you fix this problem for us? So this one particular thing was solved by us, and that's when one single product we felt okay. There's something which is there. There's a big problem. Security guards across the country are like in lakhs, so why can't we give the solution to others and make some money out of it? We have found a problem and we have a customer ready for it. So that's when we thought of multiplying that itself, and that's where the idea of Pazo as a product came in from a services company.
Awesome. So you were a services company first. You got built this as a service offering, or you built this as a product offering?
So it was like, see, we have this problem. You guys are looking to solve some interesting problems. Why don't you do this? So we didn't charge them upfront. It was just taken up as a product. As an example, we said we will bill you on a SaaS basis because we want to build something, and we want to build something which is more scalable for others. And we felt it's a problem which can be with others. So we built it as a SaaS
Awesome.
offering itself.
Nice. So after you build this tool, and what are the challenges that you faced there?
Sure. So
Can
there
you
were
tell us about
multiple
the
challenges.
challenges?
Yeah. So it's any kind of a system when it is put in place, people always look for jugaad. They want to break the system. They want to bring in elements with which how they can defeat the system and be smarter than that. So security guards did not like the aspect that their sleep is gone suddenly. So they tried figuring out problems, solutions to things. They started taking photos of QR codes and keeping it along with them. They used to scan from their house.
तेरी की.
Yeah.
Oh
So
man.
that is when helped us build the product to that stage. So obviously, the Pazo, what is there today, was not what it was 5 years, 6 years down the line. Okay, so
Okay.
we started solving one challenge after the other. Like we brought in the aspect of GPS tagging. We brought in the aspect of live images, that the person has to capture the live image then and there. The aspect of escalations were brought in. If this guy is not doing that, how can we alert the next person? So these were the challenges which we kept coming across and which we kept solving over a period of time. So this was from the product perspective, and there were obviously multiple challenges from sales aspect, marketing aspect. How do we make the word reach out? How do we enhance the product? How do we hire the right kind of talent who can build the solution? All functions of how do we bring in all functions into one as a company?
Okay.
Interesting.
So more clients लाने में या दूसरे या clients तक reach करने में आपको challenges आए, कैसे grow करना है company को from clients और लेकर आने, वैसे कोई challenges आए आपके पास?
Absolutely.
So if I may rephrase this question, so how did you get your first? So you told us, how did you get your first customer? That came in as a inquiry to build the product. So that was the first customer, right? And now you are having 50 customers. So if I may ask this question, how did you get your first 10 customers?
Sure. So this is getting to the first 10 customers was a very challenging journey because there were a lot of iterations into the product, into our approach, into figuring out the right target segment, or even finding the right customer. Who is the right customer was the problem. So we found a problem to the aspect of security guards. Now we felt, okay, security guards, where do we were charging on a per user basis. So how do we get maximum per users at one go? सबको एक साथ में बड़ा करना है. So we started approaching security guard companies. Hey, you have security guards, why don't you use it for them? They were like, okay, this sounds good. We would want to use. They all did trials. They did, but they all used to phase out over a period of time, like wondering what's happening. So what we identified over there was that the security guard a company has got a lot of guards, but it is not the duty of the security guard company to ensure that the guards are actually following the compliances. They are just billing based on the number of people they are deploying. It is actually the company where they're deployed who have a problem of ensuring that the guards are doing their work. So, and security guard companies, if you imagine of a salary of a security guard, it is around 12 to 15,000 rupees. And a Pazo being charged at say around 500 rupees per user per month, a security guard company would be like, hey, I'm already spending 15,000 per month, and my margin is only 750 rupees, 800 rupees on a per security guard. How can I give a 500 rupees? So problem value was not aligning. As in, we have a problem. There is a problem, but the value of the cost of the problem, what Pazo is solving, was not justifying. So it was a challenging thing. We were doing a lot of back and forth over there. Then we went to end customers like malls, retail chains, where they were willing to pay us, and the scope of the work increased. We started with one mall, then we went to security guard agencies, then we went into proper shopping malls, then we went into retail chains, then we went into restaurant chains. Like that is how the whole journey of 0 to 10 has been.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
So what you're saying here is identifying who the customer is really important, right? The end user may not be your customer.
Absolutely.
The customer could be somewhere else, right? The end user is just using the product here. Makes sense.
So target audience भी हमें पता होनी चाहिए, like प्रोडक्ट के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर क्रिएट करता है, क्योंकि आपकी पहले टारगेट ऑडियंस डिफरेंट थी एंड देन उसके बाद डिफरेंट हुई तो आपका प्रोडक्ट चलना स्टार्ट हुआ, राइट?
करेक्ट एब्सोल्युटली.
Nice.
Cool man. That's good lesson. That's a good lesson. Yeah,
that's a very important thing that you said. So and you mentioned about something like a problem value fit as a term, right? Can you elaborate on the problem value fit in your terms? Like, and I think I gave the example. If you can elaborate more on that, that would be helpful, right?
Sure. So the problem value part, which I was talking over here, is that the problem what you are solving as a company should match or should bring ROI for the person for the cost which you are asking for. Now, see, cost definition or an ROI perspective for an efficiency tool like Pazo can be brought in terms of increasing or reducing their time, reducing their operational costs, or reducing their manpower. So not everybody is interested to reduce their manpower. Like if I go to a security guard company and if I say, okay, you are giving 10 guards, now with 8 guards only you will be able to manage your show. Now he'll be like, मैं अपने पैर पे कुल्हाड़ी मार रहा हूँ, मेरा billing per user के हिसाब से हो रहा है. Okay.
Correct.
Whereas if you go with the similar problem to a different customer, like say here is a say there is a mall which is having say 50 guards, and when I tell them that here is a there is a solution, you pay 5,000 or 10,000 rupees per month, and you can literally save 2 security guards. They will be like, wow, this is something nice. Now I'm interested. So only if I'm saving 20,000-30,000 per month for a customer, only then he's willing to pay me 5,000 or 10,000. So that is what I was talking about, the problem value part. Only if you're saving something for the person, only then somebody is willing to pay you. And what is the value of the problem which you are solving?
Makes sense. This is a very interesting example, right? And you also had given an example in our discussion one time, if I remember right. You were talking about how you're pricing it in your international market based on a problem value fit, right?
Sure.
Can you elaborate that here for our listeners?
Sure. So now that I spoke about the salary of around say 15,000 rupees of a person, so this can be across a supervisor, initial coordinator, a janitor, and things like that. Now 15,000 rupees is 500 rupees per day. Okay. Now if a product like Pazo is saving say maybe 2 hours for a person on an everyday basis, so it's like saving around 50 to 100 rupees per person per day. Okay. Now, a person in the West or even in Middle East and Australia and other countries, they are paid based on a per hour basis. Now, say a person, let's compare with a person in the West who is earning $25 per hour. Now, in 8 hours, if I'm able to save $2 2 hours of his, I'm saving $50 per day. So in a month, I am saving. Look at the amount. Where is the calculation of 15,000 rupees and $15,000? So if I'm able to save that, I can command a higher price for a product like Pazo, which is able to save time.
Correct.
So
Makes
I
sense.
am able to increase my price to 4 times or even 10 times for a problem value, which is much bigger, and my savings for the customer is even bigger.
Got it. That's a very unique or a very insightful way to how to price the product, right?
Absolutely.
So you don't go ahead with pricing the product by what is your cost or what is you think your cost is going to be, but you're pricing the product based on the value that you're offering to the customer. And because the value to the offering to the customer is higher in terms of different segments, you're pricing the product in that way. And the delta change would not be as much when it comes to a SaaS offering in general. Amazing.
Right.
I love that pricing concept here.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for getting that out. I think these are great points. I'll come. So I think we'll come back to current right now. I think you told us you are at 50 clients. You want to grow across in 10 countries, I believe, right? So how are you getting your customers now? What are your channels for growth?
Sure. Yeah. So currently we are looking at scalable ways of looking at increasing business. So our lead generation sources today are largely outbound driven in terms of email marketing, LinkedIn campaigns, through SEO, digital marketing, and things like that.
Okay. So who do you target? I mean, LinkedIn and email is really a very broad area, right? So who do you target? How do you know who's your customer in this area?
Sure. So over the years, we have learned who our ideal customer persona is. Like who in the organization really needs a solution like Pazo. Who in the organization is looking at operational efficiencies. So we have identified certain titles in certain organizations, and we are having very specific outbound campaigns for these people. Like, say for example, Australia retail. In retail, we have targeting from having a company headcount of 0 to minimum of 500 to 1,000 or 1,000 to 2,000. We have that identification. Based on that, we have like a filter which is seen, and we approach the decision makers or the most important influencers who are looking at operational efficiencies.
Nice. That's a very again important way to find out or define who your actual customer is, right? And then you can target them. Not everyone is not your customer.
Absolutely.
You cannot say everyone working in retail is a customer.
Absolutely not.
So every business के लिए like मैं काफी चीजें सीख रहा हूँ आज के इंटरव्यू से यार, क्यों मतलब हर एक बिजनेस के लिए हमें टारगेट ऑडियंस डिसाइड करना जरूरी होता है ना। हमारी टारगेट ऑडियंस मैं क्या चीज समझाऊं अभी तक, ना टारगेट ऑडियंस डिसाइड करो अपनी, देन उसके बाद तुम उनकी क्या प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर रहे हो और तुम्हारा प्रोडक्ट क्या वैल्यू क्रिएट कर रहा है, उसके बाद प्राइस के बारे में सोचो, राइट? हम शायद पहले ही प्राइस के बहुत सारे स्टार्टअप्स या बहुत सारे हम लोग पहले ही प्राइस के बारे में सोचने लग जाते हैं। हम वैल्यू के बारे में नहीं सोचते कि हम क्या वैल्यू क्रिएट कर रहे हैं और क्या प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर रहे हैं। और मेरे ख्याल से हम इसलिए नहीं सोच पाते बिकॉज हम टारगेट ऑडियंस के बारे में नहीं सोचते कि हमारा ड्रीम क्लाइंट क्या है, जो आपने बोला कि आइडल पर्सोना आपका। तो दैट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि किसी भी प्रोडक्ट के लिए आपको अपना ड्रीम क्लाइंट पता होना चाहिए कि आप किसके साथ वर्क करना चाहते हो। सो अमेजिंग इनसाइट मिली आज यार। थैंक्स मैन हसन। Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice.
And other important part is, which I see majority of the startups do, which even we did in the past, is that wherever we see an opportunity, we try to approach them. We feel that we just ठीक है, ये प्रॉब्लम सिक्योरिटी गार्ड है, हर स्मॉल में भी है, इधर भी है, सब जगह में है, बट वी नीड टू सी विच क्लाइंट इज द वन हु इज रेडी टू पे। एंड हम लोग क्या करते हैं, ये जोश में सब जगह घुसने के चक्कर के अंदर वी रीच आउट टू एवरी कस्टमर लुकिंग एट, अगर हम लोग गरीब कंपनी के पास जाएंगे तो हमारे प्रोडक्ट का प्राइस कम डालेंगे, अगर हम अमीर कंपनी के पास जाएंगे तो हमारे प्राइस का वैल्यू ऑलरेडी इंक्रीज हो जाएगा।
करेक्ट। Nice,
So,
nice.
ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है जो बहुत स्टार्टअप्स गलतियां करते हैं, हर किसी को अपना टारगेट सेगमेंट बना के बेचने की कोशिश करते हैं।
सो आई
Makes
थिंक
sense, makes
क्योंकि
sense.
हमारे अगर अगर स्टार्टअप्स ऐसी ये चीज कर रहे हैं कि वो हर फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आपकी, क्योंकि आपके मार्केटिंग के मैसेज अलाइन होने चाहिए आपके टारगेट ऑडियंस के, आपके आपके हुक्स, आप किस तरीके से उनसे बात करने वाले हो, वो सब अलाइन होना चाहिए। अगर आप मल्टीपल जगह पर जा रहे हो तो आपकी एनर्जी बहुत डाइवर्सिफाई हो रही है, एंड शुरुआत में ना आपके पास इतना फंड होता है और मेरे ख्याल से ना इतने
Exactly.
रिसोर्सेज होते हैं कि आप मल्टीपल चीजों पे फोकस कर सको। सो अच्छा रहेगा, आपसे आपसे मैं अभी ये चीज सीखा कि बहुत अच्छा रहेगा कि अपनी टारगेट ऑडियंस को पकड़ो, उसको कॉन्क्यूर करो, then shift to something else, right?
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
uh, yeah. So that's amazing
And don't
point. That's
look at
amazing,
shifting
amazing thing.
outside your target until unless you have
Uh,
mastered that one particular segment.
yeah, that's also an important thing. Yeah, amazing thing. Yeah. So उस पे लगे रहना चाहिए हमको, और मेरे ख्याल से ये आई थिंक ये सबके साथ मिस्टेक होती है, क्योंकि हमें कोई शाइनी ऑब्जेक्ट सिंड्रोम मैंने बहुत बार सुना, आई डोंट नो व्हाट द उसके अब समझ में आ रहा है कि वो क्या मतलब होता है। हमें कहीं से कुछ शाइनी दिखा, हम भगे उसकी तरफ, एंड कभी इधर शाइनी दिखा तो इंसान एंटरप्रेन्योर्स क्या करते हैं, वो भगते ही रहते हैं स्टार्टअप्स वाले, एंड एक टाइम पे होता है कि हम थक गए भाई, भग भग के बंद कर दो। मेरे ख्याल से मेरे साथ ऐसा ही हुआ था जब मैंने आईटी छोड़ी थी अपनी। आई वाज ट्राइंग अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स। सो अमेजिंग थिंग समझ में आया, जो जो मैंने गलतियां जो मैंने गलतियां करी, एंड देन मैं अगेन स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ, एंड थैंक्स टू यू मेरे को समझ में आया कि मैंने क्या गलती करी थी। या मैन,
नहीं,
Nice,
बहुत
nice,
इंपॉर्टेंट है,
nice.
बिकॉज आदमी जो है
या
बर्नआउट हो जाता है, बिकॉज आदमी फ्रस्ट्रेट हो, अरे मैं सब ट्राई कर रहा हूँ, कुछ नहीं काम कर रहा है,
या
मैं तो इसको भी अप्रोच किया, उसको भी अप्रोच किया, सब लोग मना कर रहे हैं। rather than
या
focus on
या
one segment, talk in their language, become a master of that, have a good market share, over a period of time repeatability अपने आप आ जाएगी। फिर only if you
या
feel कि
या
अच्छा ये
या
मार्केट सेगमेंट एग्जॉस्ट हो गया, तभी दूसरे के बारे में सोचो।
Correct. Makes
Yeah,
sense, makes sense.
absolutely. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to apply the same thing. हम जो भी नए आइडियाज में आ रहे हैं, we are going to do the same thing कि हम सिर्फ एक ही मार्केट में रहें, एक ही टारगेट पे रहें, और उसी पे फोकस करके आगे चले। तब तक आगे नहीं जाएंगे जब तक हम उसको मास्टर नहीं कर लेंगे। हम पुरानी गलती वापस से रिपीट नहीं करने वाले। सो आज समझ में आया क्या क्या गलतियां हुई थी। It's amazing, man.
बिल्कुल
Yeah,
बिल्कुल
yeah.
बिल्कुल very nice, very nicely put. So so on this you mentioned about your growth, I mean the channels that you are going to do, email campaigns, LinkedIn campaigns. One thing which I did not see or you hear when you are saying that is about channel partnerships. And why I'm asking this question is you are targeting different segments, right? So security guards के बारे में बात किए, retail chain के बारे में बात किए, malls के बारे में बात किए, plus you are also you are across there in 10 different countries, right? And what I have heard from others is channel partnership works. Channel partnership is something that they have tried or they are relying on. Have you tried channel partnership? What has been your experience over there?
Sure.
So
एक
just
second, सनी का और एक
second.
Yeah,
Just
sure.
as a newbie, मेरे को exactly समझ में नहीं आया कि चैनल पार्टनरशिप का मतलब क्या होता है। नहीं, मेरे को अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं है चैनल पार्टनर। आई थिंक आप लोगों को पता है, बट मुझे नहीं समझ में आया कि चैनल पार्टनरशिप क्या
ठीक
होता
है,
है, आपके प्रोडक्ट से इसका क्या लेना
define,
देना है।
yeah, if you define that, what is channel partnership, and then
Yeah,
tell us what you have tried over
Sure.
there, maybe.
So
yeah.
channel itself का मतलब ये है कि आप एक अलग स्ट्रीम पकड़ रहे हो, एक अलग ऑप्शन ट्राई कर रहे हो अपार्ट फ्रॉम योर मेन लाइन ऑफ बिजनेस, that
Okay,
and partner is
okay,
someone who's there in your journey of growth, okay, जो आपको बढ़ने के
okay,
लिए काम कर हेल्प कर सकता है। Now,
okay, okay.
as a startup or as a company, you have limited resources, as you rightly mentioned. आप एक साथ में सब
Yeah,
चीज नहीं कर सकते हो, हर किसी का एक ना
right.
एक स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट होता है, किसी का कोई वीक पॉइंट होता है। सो काफी कंपनीज का वीक पॉइंट, रादर आई कैन से स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट जो होता है वो टेक डेवलपमेंट में होता है, वीकर पॉइंट होता है उसको कैसे अच्छे से बेच पाए, कैसे उसको
Yeah, man.
मार्केट कर पाए, कैसे सही बंदे के सामने सही प्रोडक्ट रख के बिजनेस लेके आए। सो ये होता है
Absolutely,
चैनल
man. Yeah.
पार्टनर, ये होता है चैनल पार्टनर।
Okay,
चैनल पार्टनर कई तरह के होते हैं, कोई टेक्नोलॉजी पार्टनर हो
okay.
सकता है जो आपका टेक एंड डेवलप कर सकता है, कोई आपका सेल्स बढ़ा रहा है, ज्यादातर सेल्स और मार्केटिंग के लिए ही चैनल पार्टनर्स होते हैं। आई होप दैट गिव्स यू अ
Okay.
पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ अ चैनल
Yeah,
पार्टनर।
man. या मुझे टेक पार्टनर से समझ में आया मुझे कि यार क्या मतलब है आपका. या गॉट इट मैन,
Sure.
गॉट इट.
Yeah. So
या
now
सो
coming to the aspect of a channel partner, for majority of the startups, they look for channel partners in terms of people or companies who can actually help them scale their business.
Correct.
So scaling a business can be across geographies, across certain verticals. It can be across various aspects. Okay,
Hmm.
and channel partnership effectively works the best when there is a ready product available. It's like I have a box of say a new gadget, and I give it to this guy. These people say, "Here is I'm making it at 100 rupees. You can sell it for up to 1,000 rupees." It's a single product. It's inside that box. That person can scale it and sell it really well in the initial days itself. But a channel partnership strategy really doesn't work when you are doing solution sales, and especially in a category where your sales cycle is anywhere between 2 to 6 months. A channel partner, not every channel partner is so well versed with this entire cycle of from education to closing and then thereafter doing service. So a channel partner is a company who's running on manpower, who's having daily targets set for its sales guys. Now they, until unless it's a box product, it's like, okay, today 100 pieces bike, kal 200 bike, kal 100 bike, wapas, you can see that. But for a solution selling like that of a SaaS product, which takes a long time, especially if it's an enterprise sale, it takes even a longer time. The
Correct.
whole
Correct.
thing doesn't fit well with the startup ecosystem, because over a period of time क्या होगा कि startup बहुत ज़्यादा effort डालेगा channel partner के ऊपर. Channel partner motivation उसका up and down होगा, बहुत सारे meetings लेके आएगा, फिर then again he'll come back with things because he doesn't understand what to speak. He wants to be along with you everywhere. So these are reasons why channel partners don't work with companies who are doing solution sales.
ओके.
Yeah, and this is what
Got
has
it.
been our journey and our experience also working along with a couple of them.
Interesting. Interesting.
ओके,
Interesting.
कोई एग्जांपल कैसे आपने चैनल पार्टनर के साथ वर्क किया और वो वर्कआउट नहीं हुआ,
Sure.
कुछ या वर्कआउट हुआ, क्या हुआ? या
So I can take an example of we did a channel partnership in the Middle East with one of the Dubai-based companies. We knew that a product like Pazo has a very big importance in in a country like that of say UAE, where compliances are very important. आदमी को सही काम करना
ओके.
है, सही, and there are the problem is also that there are multiple types of people like Filipinos hai, Bangladeshi hai, Sri Lankans hai. So people want to ensure things are happening. So it was a perfect use case. They're like, hey, this is something which is very good. We have found a channel partner who has got very good inroads. We worked along. They said, Ki, I can take you over here. In 1 year, you will be already making $1 million from this country. Lots of promises made. We were very excited. Like, and he was like, okay, just give me exclusivity that you are not going to make. We said, okay, ठीक है, आप exclusivity ले लो. एक साल के लिए exclusivity ले लो, काम करो. It we made a number of trips going along with them, pitching to the clients. But over a period of time, what we saw is that the channel partner was so used to that sales cycle कि अच्छा एक मीटिंग किया, दूसरे मीटिंग, तीसरे मीटिंग में जाके क्लोज करना है. वो जैसे दूसरे मीटिंग, तीसरे मीटिंग में जब क्लोज नहीं हो रहा था, ये एक बंदा बोलता है इसको प्रेजेंटेशन देना है, उसको देना है. That entire momentum was losing out, and when the channel partner was losing motivation, he was expecting things to close very fast. And another important part is that a channel partner has to be talking to the same customer persona whom your product needs to be sold. We were selling to operations person. Now I can say like, okay, hey, I know this MD very well, I know this. But at the end of the day, he will put you onto someone who's relevant to your segment. So where that particular mapping was not done right, reaching to the right person, having meetings along with them, that entire thing lost over a period of time. And that entire channel partnership for like 3 to 4 months, which we put in a lot of efforts, over a period of time, no results were obtained.
Okay. Got it. I think this is great. Great going. And these are some great learnings that we are seeing about channel partners. I think there are many things. So if I can say what I learned so far, problem value fit was a great thing. Customer persona was a great thing. Channel partner understanding the shortcomings and this thing is a great thing. So I believe now you are not doing channel partnership, or you are still pursuing channel partnership.
So channel partners, as I said, the mistakes that were done was talking to the right customer persona, selling the similar kind or product which we understand and he also understands that this will take so much of time to close a deal. Until we don't have these two fits in place, it doesn't make sense to scale with a channel partner.
Got it.
So we are always in the lookout for channel partners who meet these two criteria.
Awesome. I think this is great to know about you. I'll ask a few more questions, but we'll focus on the SaaS aspect, right? Now, you are a SaaS company. You are selling SaaS products to your clients. Now, do you use any SaaS tools yourself? What are some of the SaaS tools that you use?
Sure. We use multiple SaaS tools. We use it for our communication. We use something like Slack. We use for the project management part, we use ClickUp. Then for the CRM, we have a SaaS. There are a lot of things which are running in the background, which is used by the marketing team, marketing related automation related SaaS products. So there are various sets of SaaS products which is used across our entire value chain of sales, marketing, customer success, operations, finance, everybody.
Wow, nice. Now, see, as when you are using different SaaS tools and you're using different tech, has it ever come to this place that you found, okay, wish I had a tool for this and I could use it, but you could not find anything, or you found a SaaS tool which you're using, but there's a gap and it is not fulfilling that. Either you have to build it yourself or you compromised. I mean, there is no other way to do it. Have you faced something like that?
Absolutely. So one thing on top of my mind which comes is that for a startup, okay, where say one person is representing a department, okay, say a company anywhere between 10 to 20 or 30, where it's in the growth stage, interdependency kind of is a big challenge, and you want to identify where the problem is stuck. Right now, as I spoke, like say we have a sales team, a marketing team, an operations team, a finance team. Every individual team is using their own individual SaaS tools to be putting up their data or whatever that the work that they're doing. There is nothing which is, at least what I have never seen, something where it connects all the departments and brings them into a single place. Say there is a customer related problem which has come in. Now there is a place which can be uploaded, a problem is put up over there. But then who in the engineering team or who in the technical team is looking at that problem? What is the status of that? Now that particular problem can also lead to a billing problem. Now, how can a sales team is using a CRM? How can that person inform the finance team? Where can I see where the problems are? By department wise, this person has been linked with this. This problem has to be solved by this person, where the bottleneck is. So at least I have not seen a tool like that, and I feel that's a big opportunity.
Okay.
Interesting point there. I think there could be a tool, and also, if I may say, there could be an integration available, right, between different cloud products, different SaaS products. So let's say CRM needs to talk to the jobs team or the ClickUp project management team needs to talk to the billing team needs to talk to the CRM team. This communication has to be fluid. More easier. That integration is what is probably could also be one of the ways to solve this. Interesting point.
And some kind of a dashboard for where the founders can actually have a look at and see where the challenges are. Because as a founder, you are as it is wearing multiple hats and you are doing firefighting most of the times. So where a problem comes and sits in front of you, hey, here is the problem. So it's all about just solving them rather than spending a lot of time in just finding where the problem is.
Correct. Makes sense.
So generally हम ये नहीं चाहते कि यार हमारी टीम अपना उनका फेवरेट टूल छोड़े, लेकिन हम क्या चाहते हैं कि वो सारे के सारे टूल्स इंटीग्रेट हो सकें एंड प्लस जो फाउंडर्स हैं और जितने भी टॉप लेवल के लोग हैं उनके पास एक डैशबोर्ड होना चाहिए जिससे वो ये सारे जो टूल्स वो इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं अगर उनमें कोई प्रॉब्लम आ रही है तो वो देख सके ना। कोई भी प्रॉब्लम
करेक्ट।
का कुछ टैग होता है या किसी की चीज के सॉल्यूशन चाहिए तो वो उस चीज को देख सके। इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग,
Hmm.
राइट।
इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग। या
या
Right, right,
और
कूल।
right,
और
right.
एक चीज क्या होता है कि व्हेन यू हैव मल्टीपल टीम्स, लाइक एवरी टीम हैज अ डिफरेंट मेट्रिक्स व्हिच यू आर ट्रैकिंग। लाइक सेल्स
Hmm.
टीम का अलग मेट्रिक है, मार्केटिंग का नंबर ऑफ लीड्स हो सकता है, ऑफ फाइनेंस टीम का हो सकता है कितना पैसा आया, रिसीवेबल्स कितना है। एवरीबडी is entering different metrics on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. Now all these
True.
metrics should come in together and make sense as a company dashboard, and where
Hmm.
you can say okay ये metric कम क्यों था because इस ये टीम की वजह से ये मेरा काम डिले हो गया।
Hmm.
अभी
ओके
फिलहाल द ब्लेम गेम जो है ऐसे ही चलता रहता है। हाउ डू वी ब्रिंग दैट
ओके
ब्लेम गेम टू लाइट इज समथिंग
ओके
which is very important, and at least in the initial stages is very important for a SaaS startup. So
दैट्स
Interesting.
something like
दैट्स
this makes would make a very big impact according to me.
Okay.
ओके।
Now I'll put you on the
आइडिया
spot.
अच्छा है। या
I'll put you on a spot here now. Okay, because you
या
said now I'll put you on a spot. So let's say there is a tool which is either bringing all of this together into one place. So you have to move from all these products to this one, or let's say integrating this. Or let's take the second one. Let's take the integrating, like let's say the CRM with the project management with the billing thing or other things. It will be making it simpler to the integration, right? How much will you pay per month for this tool?
Sure. So for a tool like this, we would pay anywhere between say $20 to $100 per month.
$20 to $100 per month. Okay, got it.
ओके ओके
That's a
ओके
total or per user?
No, I'm talking as a company. We got a
Got
small
it.
एज अ
team of
कंपनी
20 people.
Okay, $20
ओके
to $100 per month for this tool, which will integrate all across this thing. Awesome. So I'll
ओके
also tell you why
ओके
I asked this, right? So what we are trying to
या
do is, as muSaaS, we are getting ideas from this, right? From real problems what you are facing.
Right.
We want to publish this to the public. Say that here is an opportunity. If you solve this, and to understand the problem, how to solve it, will connect them with you. The entrepreneurs will pick it up, and we also show them what's the potential available there, right?
Sure.
Probably they, if they're selling it, so they would work with you to solve it, maybe. And at the top of it, they can know what's the value, and they can take a decision. Okay, should I solve it or not solve it? And
Right.
as they solve it, more and more problems, more and more micro SaaS opportunities will come up. That's one.
Absolutely.
And also the companies which are using it become better, and their operations will be
या
more optimal,
Sure.
राइट
right?
Yeah, got the point.
या मैन
Makes a lot of sense.
ऑसम मैन या
Nice. I think I am done with my questions here.
या
I mean, now I would let Sunny ask his question.
सो लाइक पिछले आप 6 साल तक आप कहीं पे जॉब कर रहे थे, किसी और कंपनी में आप जॉब कर रहे थे, देन आपको फिर लगा कि यार अब खुद का स्टार्ट करना चाहिए। सो जब आपने खुद का स्टार्ट किया तो यू थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंस आया होगा क्योंकि 6 साल तक आप 6 साल तक आप काम कर रहे थे। अपनी खुद की जर्नी स्टार्ट करने से अभी जो आप एक पर लाइक अपने अभी जहां पर हो आप, अब वट आपको क्या महसूस होता है कि आपने क्या अचीव किया इस जर्नी पे जाकर? ना आप जॉब भी कर सकते
Sure.
थे एंड आप इस अपनी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की जर्नी पर भी गए हो, तो आपको क्या क्या महसूस होता है, आपने क्या अचीव किया?
Sure, it has been a big journey in the last 6 years. So obviously, when it comes to right from the initial part where you yourself try to figure out how confident you are on things, you yourself don't know what challenges you don't know how you'll be able to manage a lot of uncertainties, a lot of questions, a lot of unanswered aspects. So over a period of time, it has been like we ourselves figure out as entrepreneurs what we are good at, what do we lack, what is that, how if we lack, how do we add in that particular thing. So I think it's the experience which brings you to all these realities of life, and then over a period of time, you yourself figure out solutions rather than sometimes as stars like मैं पहले कैसा था, सब चीज पूछता था, अच्छा ये कैसे करते हैं, ये कैसे, अच्छा ये बंदे का एक्सपीरियंस होगा, चलो उससे पूछते हैं, and if that person is saying it, it's like पत्थर की लकीर, अभी यही करना है. Now it is like over a period of that courage and that thought process has got into the whole, as in that has changed the mindset. Okay, you have an experience, you have some success in what you have done. With that, let's take decisions based on our gut.
Okay. Okay.
Become
Okay.
more
Cool.
confident, more learned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
And
so yeah, maybe so yeah.
yeah, as people say
Bolo.
that failures are the stepping stones to success. Failure बहुत सारी चीजें
True.
सिखाती है.
True.
या एब्सोल्युटली यार, एब्सोल्युटली. सो मैं ये भी समझता हूँ कि यार जो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की जर्नी है और वो सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट का जबरदस्त कोर्स है. आई थिंक द बेस्ट कोर्स. अगर आप सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट की जर्नी पर हो, यू आर डेवलपिंग योरसेल्फ, अपनी पर्सनालिटी, जो भी चीज आप डेवलप करना चाहते हो, अगर आप एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की जर्नी में, क्योंकि बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस फेस करने को मिलता है एंड हम अकेले होते हैं कई बार उस जर्नी के ऊपर. कई बार हमारी फैमिली भी साथ में नहीं होती. आई डोंट नो अबाउट यू गाइस, बट कई बार हमारी फैमिली भी साथ में नहीं होती है. सो काफी कुछ सीखने को मिलता है. एंड हसन, आप वैसे देखकर काफी काइंड और हम्बल पर्सन लगते हो. सो आप इस जर्नी की वजह से मोर काइंड और हम्बल हो गए. लाइक आपके इंटरनल क्या चेंजेस आए, आप मोर काइंड और हम्बल हो गए बिकॉज आपने लाइफ के काफी एक्सपीरियंसेस देखे, काफी चैलेंजेस देखे ड्यूरिंग दिस जर्नी.
Absolutely. As in,
या
I feel ki I wouldn't have been. Thank you for those words, by the way, kind and humble. Happy to hear
या
that. So it has been a big difference in the way how I am as a human today than what I was maybe
या
5-6 years down the line. Uh, Entrepreneurship journey is requires a lot of patience and requires a lot of
या
support from your family and people around you, because not everybody likes to take risks. Majority of the time people will like,
या
hey, why are you taking a risk? It doesn't make sense. You are getting a good
या
job. What do you want in life? Live a comfortable life.
या
So coming out of that
या
comfort zone needs a big support from your existing family system, which is something which I've been
ओके.
fortunate enough to get that. And over
वाह
a period
या.
of time, like I have seen myself improve in a lot of aspects of being a. I don't think so. I'm still a good listener, but I'm trying to be one. Um
या.
I used to speak quite a lot. Now I
ओके.
have like I speak to the point. Try to at least try to speak to the point and give
वेरी
relevant,
कैलकुलेटेड
crisp
वर्ड्स.
answers
या.
with calculative words. पहले it used to be like I'm losing patience quite often. अरे ये deal close नहीं हो रहा है. अरे एक वापस इसको ये करो वो करो. Let's do that.
ओके.
ठीक है. Let's give it some time.
ओके.
Let's be more
ओके.
patient.
ओके.
So these have been the changes which I see personally, and I'm sure I have a long way to go still.
Nice.
या मैन, या अमेजिंग, सो अमेजिंग जर्नी एंड अमेजिंग चीजें लर्न करी आज यार. हमने बहुत बहुत सारी चीजें लर्न करी आपसे एंड बहुत लाइक पूरी जिंदगी भर ये लेसन्स याद रहेंगे कि हमें कैसे प्रोडक्ट्स को, क्योंकि समझ में आया यार क्या क्या गलतियां करी थी हमने ना. आप जैसे आपने टारगेट
Correct.
ऑडियंस के बारे में बताया, अपने आइडियल क्लाइंट के बारे में बताया. सो बहुत चीजें समझ में आई जो मैंने शायद गलतियां करी थी बट मैं अवेयर नहीं था उस चीज के लिए. सो थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर दैट. या रश्मि.
Welcome.
Yeah, I think, yeah, absolutely. I think there was a lot of learning. I was telling, right? Problem value fit की बात कर लो, या फिर customer persona की define
या
करने की बात कर लो, या फिर channel
या
partnership
मैन.
कैसे करना
या
है उसकी बात कर लो. And also to know that how you are
या
essentially doing a digital transformation at grassroots level and coming up from there, right? I mean, that's itself is a great
या
thing to do this. And amazing way to this. Lot of learnings for today. I think I
या
already
मैन.
passed
या
our
मैन.
time. एक
Happy.
घंटा ज्यादा हो
या एक
ज्यादा हो
घंटा
गया.
हो चुका है, 1 घंटा. या तो that's cool. आई थिंक आज के लिए इतना ही. हमारे पास काफी काफी चीजें हैं और लाइक समझने के लिए. इस एपिसोड को वापस से देखूंगा मैं एंड वापस से बहुत सारी चीजें गैदर करूंगा कि क्या क्या चीजें हमने आज लर्न करी, हसन भाई ने क्या क्या चीजें शेयर करी. बहुत जेम्स थे इसमें, गोल्डन नगेट्स थे. एंड वी विल पब्लिश दिस. और देन फिर मजा आएगा यार कि इन सब चीजों को हम इम्प्लीमेंट करेंगे अपने प्रोडक्ट्स में. देखते हैं कैसे हमारे प्रोडक्ट्स आगे जाते हैं. सो थैंक यू
बिल्कुल
हसन, थैंक
बिल्कुल.
यू यार.
Sure.
दैट्स अमेजिंग.
Yeah.
आज का अमेजिंग था. या भाई.
Thank you,
कूल है,
Hassan.
कूल
Thank
है.
you very much.
I'm.
Enjoyed it
I would be.
thoroughly.
I would be happy if even one person changes their journey after looking at this video, and happy to help people in identifying their
So,
right parts and helping them identify their mistakes in the initial journey. So thank you for your initiative in bringing out these things where you are telling the world on what challenges which people have faced and helping them go in the right direction.
True.
Awesome.
Thank you very much, and thank you
So-
for
Great
being a
effort
guest
by
on
you
our
guys.
show, Hasan.
Yes.
Thank you,
Okay.
thank you, and
Okay.
thanks
So
to
as a
you.
लास्ट थिंग आपने बोला कि एक बंदा भी अगर चेंज हो जाएगा तो मैं खुश हो जाऊंगा. तो खुश हो जाओ, मैं चेंज हो गया. ओके, एक बंदा तो चेंज हो गया.
ग्रेट.
बिल्कुल
अभी
बिल्कुल
अभी
बिल्कुल.
अभी ज्ञान ले लिया है, अभी एग्जीक्यूट करो. एंड आई वुड बी हैप्पी
अब
टू सी यू.
execute करना है.
हाँ,
Absolutely,
execution is the challenge.
you are going to
बिल्कुल
see us.
बिल्कुल.
Okay, you are going to see us making
Great.
amazing
Great.
amazing things. Okay. Okay, आप
Great,
जैसे टीचर
great.
से हमारे साथ. Yeah, man.
अरे सर, चलो, I'm happy to be a part of this and
Yeah.
would be happy to help other startups also whenever they need.
Awesome,
Thanks.
awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, Hasan. I think we'll
चलो
end
guys,
the show
bye-bye.
here, Sani.
Yeah, आज का शो यहाँ पर बंद हुआ. बाय बाय गाइस, गुड नाइट, जाके सो जाओ. बाय बाय. ओके,
Good night.
Bye
चलो
bye.
bye.
So jao. Good night. Bye.
So ending the broadcast. Bye bye. Have a good night. Have a